Okay, imagine this. You're a college freshman, staring at your first midterm grade. It's AD suddenly. That dream of becoming a doctor feels like it's crumbling. But what if that grade didn't even exist? What if your entire first semester just said pass or no credit on your transcript? That's exactly what the University of Michigan is doing, swapping letter grades for pass-fail in a bold move to tackle student mental health. But here's the twist. This isn't just about grades. It's about a seismic shift in how we measure success, and honestly, it's sparking a debate that cuts to the heart of what education should be. Let me unpack this. First off, the numbers. A recent study showed 18% of students reported severe depression in 2024, down from 23% in 2022. Suicidal thoughts dropped from 15% to 11%. That's progress, right? But wait, does removing grades actually fix the root causes of stress, or does it just put a band-aid on a broken system? Personally, I think the drop in mental health stats is promising, but correlation isn't causation. Did pass-fail systems cause this? Or is it part of a broader cultural shift where students are finally getting the support they've desperately needed? Here's what Michigan argues. By removing the cutthroat competition of GPA, they are letting students focus on learning, not just performing. The dean says this fosters connection over competition. But let's get real, grades have always been a language. They signal work ethic, mastery, and discipline. So what happens when you silence that language? One professor, Kenneth Lowand, called this move cosmetic, arguing grades were already meaningless because of inflation. That raises a bigger question. If top schools are both capping A's and removing grades entirely, what does that say about the entire grading system's credibility? And then there's the elephant in the room, academic standards. At the same time Michigan is softening grades, UC professors are panicking about students needing remedial math. UC San Diego saw an 8x spike in students needing catch-up classes. So is this a paradox? Are we lowering stress by lowering expectations? Or are we just acknowledging that high school preparedness has cratered, and colleges are now playing K-12 teacher? I'm not sure. What I do know is that this reflects a global anxiety about what we are optimizing for, student well-being or academic rigor. But let's zoom out. This isn't just about one policy, it's part of a larger reckoning. Schools like MIT and Wellesley are testing similar ideas. Are they ahead of the curve, or are they surrendering to a culture that's over-pathologized stress? I'll admit, as someone who's seen peers break down over tenths of a GPA point, the pressure is real. But does pass-fail really fix that? Or does it just shift the anxiety elsewhere? If you're a med student, will pass-fail grades haunt your applications? Will employers start ignoring GPAs altogether? Or will this push universities to innovate in ways that matter, like mentorship, skill-based assessments, or mental health resources? Here's my hot take. This experiment is messy, but it's necessary. The old system was broken: grade inflation, burnout, toxic competition. But swapping grades without rethinking how we assess growth is like changing the tires on a car that's already skidding. What if instead of pass-fail, we focused on personalized feedback? Or project-based learning that's less about perfection and more about progress? The Michigan move is a symptom of a bigger problem. We are clinging to archaic metrics in a world that demands flexibility. Maybe the real question isn't should we grade students, but what are we trying to build here? A generation of resilient learners or a GPA arms race? What do you think? Is pass-fail the future, or are we throwing out the baby with the stress bathwater? Let me know in the comments, because this isn't just about students. It's about all of us who've ever tied our worth to a number on a page.